Hey, what's up everybody? It's Terry Khan from Absolute Synergy, and this is a training video on a lust strategy that I like doing from 4 o'clock. First thing, building the town hall. Basically build that town hall one spot off of these trees right here, and then a farm space up from the very bottom. After I build that hall, I'm going to put a farm right here, one space over from the trees and one space up from my town hall. And the reason I do that is in case somebody's at 5 o'clock. If they're over here at 5 o'clock and they they scout me with their first peon, they're not going to be able to put a building right here and wall me in. So instead of, if they wanted to, walling me in with 2 buildings, a building right here and a building down here, it's going to take them 3 buildings. And by the time they get 3 peons over there, I'm already going to be, building other stuff in the way, so that it's, I'm going to make it hard for them to wall me in, because that's the last thing you want to happen. You do not want to let your ally build buildings around your town hall so that you can't get peons out. So I'm scouting 5 o'clock. I already got another peon on the way, and there he is. 5 o'clock's clear. So I take that peon from 5 o'clock and I build a blacksmith. My first peon that pops out, I make a farm. The reason I make that blacksmith right there is because I like building really high up, so that I have a lot of room to build down here in 4 o'clock. So my first building was a blacksmith, my second building was a barracks, and my third building is a lumber mill. The reason I build in that order is because the blacksmith and the barracks take longer to build than the lumber mill. So since they take longer to build, I want to build those ones first and the lumber mill last. I sent that peon down here. He's starting to chop wood. This next peon is going to start building walls right back here. And the reason that he does that is as soon as he builds those walls, those peons are going to walk a shorter distance to the gold mine. And you'll notice it in a second. If that peon's getting gold, I keep building the walls. And that peon that popped out, I just try to keep him doing something so that I'm not just wasting time with him. I get him to build a farm right now, and I think I get him to chop a little later. I'm building the catapult right now as defense. You need that catapult pretty quick with this strategy in case somebody decides to tower you. And now this peon right here, he's chopping at an angle. And the reason he's chopping at an angle is because right now peons are popping out at the top left side of the gold mine. As soon as he chops that tree, they're going to pop out at the right side of the gold mine, and the peons are just going to get to my town hall just a little bit quicker. And speed in this game is very important. So the faster you get resources, the better. So he chopped that tree out, and my peons are already popping out on the right side. So I'm going to take this peon right here and bring him over here, start chopping so that he doesn't get in the way of these peons. Catapult's almost done. I'm making peons one after the other. There's no delay in peons. I already started upgrading level 2, getting ready for when I have ogres. The only reason I upgrade level 2 so early is just because I can afford it. Basically, when you go lust, the idea is you'll have about 20 units before you upgrade to stronghold. For me, 19 of them are peons, and then I got 1 catapult. And when you're using this catapult, if you're getting attacked, you need to manually click the catapult and then right click the unit that you want it to attack. The catapult will not always attack the enemy without you making it attack it. Upgraded to level 3, and I got 1 more peon to go, and then I'm going to be going stronghold. I got right now I probably 6 peons on wood, maybe 7 peons on wood. And there goes my stronghold. The reason I'm building these farms over here is just a really clean build. I'll make 1 more farm here and then 1 more farm up here, and then that will allow my ogres to pop out over here instead of popping out down below the barracks, and then I have to walk all the way around with them. If you notice that cat, I just made him come down here close to the gold mine. The reason I did that is because I wanted to make sure that nobody was building any towers on the back side of my gold mine. If they make towers back there, they're going to start killing peons, and then that just means that I'm getting slower resources, and I have to wait until my catapult kills the tower to put my peons back on gold. Stronghold's done. I'm going to build a farm real quick back there, and then make an ogre mound. And I'll send 1 peon over there to repair that ogre mound. Always keeping an eye on your resources up here and your farm space. Got him repairing the ogre mound. Second barracks is done. Still making peons. When this farm gets done, I'll build a wall right here, cancel it so that the peon pops out and I can use it somewhere else. Ogre mound's done, upgrading the fort. And I'm getting a little low on gold, so I start pumping some peons on gold. You notice I'm pulling some of these peons off of wood and throwing them on gold just because I'm low on gold. Up here, making my third barracks. Made the second barracks right around stronghold, the third barracks right around fort. In this strategy, you're going to have low resources early game, but you definitely have an advantage if you can beat your enemy to lust. Like, send that peon up here, I start chopping out. I got some ogres that I'm making, so it's time to chop out. Fort's done, make altar, and I send a couple peons on that altar to repair it so that I get lust as fast as possible. I went a little overboard with the farms. I don't need that many farms this early in the game. I probably could have got away with making one less farm, and that would have saved me resources that I could have been using for ogres or other upgrades right now. Don't build anything you don't need, and I didn't need those farms. Like I said, I could have been using it somewhere else a little more valuable. I'll need them later, but later I can afford them later, so I didn't have to build that many that soon, and it hurt me a little bit as far as my upgrades went. And I'm getting attacked again. Again, I'm clicking this catapult, and I'm right-clicking the unit that I wanted to kill. You got to do it manually with that catapult. I wish it would just attack on its own, but it doesn't most of the time. Upgrading lust. And I see that he's got a catapult too, so I send my ogres over there, start attacking that catapult. And I thought I killed it, but I didn't, so I have to go back. Send a peon over there, build a scout farm up here because I notice my enemy is coming from this direction. So I make a scout farm over here, basically so that I'm prepared for if he comes and attacks me with lust. Now it's just a computer, but in a real game situation, somebody's coming from this direction. They're either 9 or 11 o'clock, and you want to build scout farms a little distance off away from your base so that when they do come with lust, you can be ready for it and lust all your ogres up so that by the time you're in a fight, all your ogres are lusted. Build my fourth barracks right there, and I'm starting to scout. There's another scout farm. Sent an ogre right here to check these other spots just to make sure that there's nothing over there. I didn't do too good of a job with this ogre up here, but I'll get him right in a minute. Come down here, try to build a town hall. You'll see in a minute that my enemy has already built a town hall there, and I'll take care of it. Working on my fifth barracks. And I get that ogre going in the right direction, start scouting in the right places. 2 o'clock is clear. And those 2 ogres right there that I was just clicking on, I'm making those patrol up and down this area so that if somebody comes through here with a DK and tries to take care of my gold, death and decay it, those ogres are going to kill that DK. And I'm going to do the same thing when I expand here at 5 o'clock. I'm going to take in 2 ogres back here, and I'm going to get them to patrol this tree line right here, so that if somebody sends a Death Knight over there, the ogres will kill them before the Death Knight does too much damage to my peons. So I realized 5 o'clock is hot. I lost a couple ogres, and I sent them down there to kill that expansion. And I want the expansion dead quick, so I lust up some more ogres and send them down there too. Coming up here to expand 3 o'clock, and I got a peon chopping a tree right there. And I'm going to build a tower right there afterwards, and you'll see why in a little bit. So 5 o'clock is dead. Using 1 peon to make another scout farm, and I'm going to use this peon right here to build a town hall. Get another peon over there to start closing the top of it off. And my gold mine at 4 o'clock is blown, so I'm going to take all my peons and I'm going to bring them over there to 5 o'clock, start getting gold. First they're going to repair the town hall, and then I'll start getting them on gold. The quicker I can get that town hall done, the quicker I get peons getting gold. So I use quite a few peons to start repairing that town hall. That peon that chopped that tree is done, so I'm going to build a tower here, and then I'm going to wall off the bottom at 3 o'clock, and you'll see why in a little bit. Build a temple and a tower at 5 o'clock as defense. So there's my tower. I'm going to make that a cannon, and once that temple gets done, I'll build a Death Knight and upgrade Death and Decay. Upgrade those towers, build farms to protect it, and get some peons going on gold. I'm building this wall right here so that nobody can get inside my peon line. When peons pop out, they can walk into the gold, but they'll pop back out above the wall. And you know, it's a pretty cheap way to protect 3 o'clock. I also send about 4 or 5 ogres right underneath 3 o'clock, so that if an enemy comes over there with ogres, he's got to fight 2 cannons, and then I can lust my ogres up and send them in to protect it as well. It's a good idea anytime you expand to keep, you know, 4 or 5 ogres around, you know, just as protection. So 5 o'clock's mining, and I'm going to get those 2 ogres to start patrolling behind the back of 5 o'clock. Like I said, if a Death Knight comes back there, those ogres will take him out, and hopefully he doesn't do too much damage to the peons. Peons getting stuck, so I got to manually fix them. Once I get this gold flow going the right way, it shouldn't be such an issue. See, this peon's going to pop out right here, and I can put him on gold, and then they'll pop back out above the wall. So any unit that comes attacks that, they're going to have to break through the wall and deal with the cannon towers and the rest of my ogres. But that is pretty much my 4 o'clock lust strategy and my typical first 2 expansions. You know, pretty common expansions. They're close to the base, so you know, it's a good place to expand.